What I'm trying to say is I took really hard classes, and I remember for anatomy and physiology, I think I got like a 97. Just because you don't see your manifestation here doesn't mean it's not coming. And another thing is, there's no wrong way to manifest. Whatever works for you works for you, and there's no wrong way of manifesting. Whatever works for you works for you. Hey guys, I am Chantal Moravia, and today I'll be doing a new video. If you're new here, hi. I do lifestyle, vlogs, and manifestation, and it's neutrality. So if that interests you, totally. And to the returning ones, what is good? What is tea, y'all? What is good? What is tea? So today we're going to talk about the power of the mind. Okay, you can't manifest if you don't have a mind. And guess what? I think like 100% of people do have minds. That being said, I am going to tell you it is super easy to manifest. And honestly, this is just encouragement for myself. I'm going to watch this video just whenever I need some encouragement. Because school year basically started just now, or September, October, November, 3 months ago, right? Or 4 months ago for other people. I just want to say I'm going to give you some tips on how to pass your hardest classes, how to pass your classes. First thing that I want to give is a little background. I know this might be a limiting belief, but I love being a bimbo, and I love being a stupid bimbo. But I'm honestly not the brightest. I'm pretty sure my IQ is like a 2 or something, like it's low. That means that when I put my mind to something and say that I'm going to get it, bitch, trust and believe I am going to get it. This is a huge anatomy and physiology book, okay? This is a visual, auditory, and interactive approach of anatomy and physiology. I took anatomy and physiology. I also took pharmacology, and honestly, those weren't even like the hardest classes that I took. Pharmacology, yes, but it wasn't even that hard. It was just memorization that was like a little difficult. But I took harder classes, and I passed each class with at least a C. I mean, that's what you need in order to pass a class. And I remember I was taking this program where in order for you to pass a class, you need to get a 77. If you got a 75, you fail. If you got a 76, you failed. You're a failure. I knew so many people who got like 76, 75.5 or something super close to 77, and they failed. And I felt so bad for them. I was like, wow, this is insane. Like, this is giving me so much anxiety. What I'm trying to say is I took really hard classes, and I remember for anatomy and physiology, I think I got like a 97. I remember the first time that I took anatomy and physiology in college, it was like freshman year, and I think it was second semester freshman year. I did withdraw the class, and the reason being is because I was getting 15s, I was getting 7s, like that was my grade point average in the freaking class. Okay, like a 6. I was failing every single test, and I remember the day that I withdraw out of anatomy and physiology 1, because I really did not want that grade to stick with me. I was taking a test, right? And the only thing that I could fill in my test was my name. And the teacher was trying so hard to help people, because if you filled your name out, you would literally get a 5 points. You literally get 5 points. That 5 points was not gonna help me in any way, shape, or form. So I just decided with defeat, I got up, walked to the front of the class where my teacher was standing, my professor, and I just gave him the withdrawal slip, and it felt like a huge disappointment. But then when I retook the class, I decided I was gonna, number 1, put in hard work. Sometimes if your manifestation isn't given to you on a silver platter and you have to work hard for it, that is okay. So what I did was, basically, before the law of assumption was a thing, actually no, I shouldn't say before the law of assumption was a thing, before I knew that the law of assumption was a thing, because it was the law of attraction. Remember how you have to like increase your vibrations? I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to increase your vibrations at all. I've been trying to get vibration so that I can actually project again, but when it comes to raising your vibration and frequency, I don't care about all that. I'm sorry. It never worked for me, and it's not gonna work for me now. I was doing the law of assumption. And let me tell you, here I'll give you some examples. So, number one, I would study. I would study a lot. But another thing that I was doing was, the moment that I stopped studying, I was like, you know what? I put in all the hard work that I need to. I'm done. I'm going to pass the class. I'm going to pass my test. So there's been a few times where I failed exams, right? I would look at this failure and I would be like, oh, look at me, I just passed the class. Oh my God, like I would literally like a weirdo. This is what I would be doing as a weirdo. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I passed the class. Like, what? I really did pass the class. Like, that is fucking crazy. Like, for real, I passed the class. Even when the teacher's like, okay, everyone did okay for the exams, okay? But there was someone who had like the lowest grade. The lowest grade was, I believe, like a 5. And then you flip your exam and see that you have a 5, be like, she didn't need 5 fucking points. So I have 105? Oh my gosh, I have 105. But like, I was really that delusional that I would tell people that I was like passing and stuff like that. I would tell people that I was passing. Even if I was failing, I was like, no, I'm passing. Because I was tricking myself into believing that. You know, just be delusional. All I have to say is be delusional. There is no other thing that I have to tell you. You don't need any techniques for this, because I'm telling you from my experience, you do not need no techniques. Another thing that I used to say is, oh my gosh, my teachers love me, even if they did not. I had the most, what you call that, hostile teacher, principal/professor in that school loved me. In that program, the most hostile professor that I've ever met / teacher loved me. She was attracted to my energy. But I also used to tell myself that these professors, they'll do anything to help me pass. Okay, they'll help me with you know, I said they'll do anything to help me pass. That's what I was telling myself. You know, I was like manifesting for the exams to be easier. I wasn't able to give people advice on how to pass their test, how to pass, like, because now I would have told them to manifest. Now I would have told them what I'm telling you, because I now have a name for it. But prior to that, I would see people who would study a lot harder than me. They would drop out, they would fail, whatever it was. I was able to pass every important exam with the mindset that I was gonna pass no matter what. I was gonna pass no matter what. Be delusional. If you don't get anything else from this video, the video is just telling you, be fucking delusional. Lie to yourself. Every single time you have a limiting belief, and you need to speak that into existence. If you cannot speak because maybe you have aphasia or whatever, mentally put in your mind, visualize you speaking it into existence. Also, if you're like younger and popularity is a very important thing for you, you could also just lie to yourself and say that everyone's obsessed with you. And gradually you'll see people are obsessed with you. Because remember what I told you, I would tell myself that the professors loved me. I had like the meanest professor ever. Oh my gosh, he did not care about anyone. He had the most disgusting personality. And I would lie to myself, and I was like, no, well, he feels that way. He hates everyone, but guess what? He has a soft spot for me. He really dislikes people, but he has a soft spot for me. He really likes me. And I'm like, he was so nice to me. He was really nice to me. That professor that everyone hated because he was so rude and disgusting. And honestly, sometimes I would feel that way too, because he had such a horrible personality and energy. But every single time I felt that way about him, I would be like, no, he's very nice. Oh my gosh, today he complimented me on my schoolwork. He complimented me on my skills. He was like, wow, you're so great at critical thinking. He's very motivational and empowering. Gradually, he actually became that. And I was like, yes! Basically, anytime you get the thought about your schoolwork, and especially if it's negative, you better repeat that you will pass no matter what. You You go past no matter what. You go past no matter what. Repetition is key. There's no set amount of times that you have to do it. And that's all that I have for you today. If you guys enjoyed this video,